Many people think that Dubai is only an expensive concrete jungle with a bunch of luxury and influencers revving their Lambos. But as someone who has lived here for 2 years, I can tell you that this could not be further from the truth. Every area in Dubai is completely different. The way Dubai is built is essentially a collection of different communities where every community has its own vibes. In this video, I'm going to share to you my top 5 areas that I recommend for specifically expats who are moving to Dubai to live in. And I've specifically chosen these that these all sort of serve different purposes. All of these areas are different. Some of them are more suited for singles. Some of them are more suited for families. Some of them are more suited for higher budgets. Some of them are more suited for lower budgets. So that whatever type of person you are, if you're moving to Dubai, there will be an area for you to move to where you get exactly what you want. And I'm also going to tell you some areas that you definitely want to avoid. And I'm also personally right now looking into buying property here in Dubai. So if you're specifically interested in investing into real estate here in Dubai, I'm also going to give you my perspective on all of these areas from this perspective. The first area that I want to discuss is the area where I live right now, which is Dubai Marina / JBR. I'm lumping these two areas into one because they're really the same area. You just really have JBR, which is next to the beach, and then you have one road, and on the other side you have Dubai Marina. Now this is the area where I live right now and where I've lived for most of the time that I've been here in Dubai. It's one of the sort of two main centers of Dubai. I really like it mainly because it's close to the water. I really like being close to the water. I like the smell of the water. I like the vibes. And on JBR, it's very, very touristy. So that is sort of the downside of this area. There's a lot of people here. A lot of people here on vacation, especially at night if you walk on JBR Walk. If you're on the Marina side, however, I found that that is a lot more quiet. It's still quite packed depending on the spot where you are. But I go there on an evening walk every single night, and it's not like it's crowded or anything like that. I think on Marina, there's a lot more people living in Dubai rather than tourists like you'll find in JBR, which is why I prefer to live on the Marina side. And because it's a very established area, there's a lot of activities, tons of restaurants, like so many restaurants here that I still, after 2 years of living here, have not even tried. The other big con here, however, is the traffic. I think it's sort of that this area was not built to handle the amount of people that are here, especially when you take into consideration the amount of tourists. So when I've had a car here, it's usually a complete nightmare, especially if you're coming home, like sort of doing peak time at night, completely packed with people. And what I also don't like is that it is a bit far from the other centers of Dubai. Like I do like to go to downtown from time to time. Sometimes we go play tennis sort of near downtown, and it is a bit far, especially during peak time. It can take up to like an hour to get to downtown. Now in terms of buying property, I've mainly been looking in this area because I do like living here, but the con here is that there's less room for capital appreciation, although they are still building new buildings here and things like this because it is very, very established. So you are going to be paying a bit of a premium here compared to perhaps some of the other areas that we're going to talk about. So I would mainly look at buying here if you actually do want to live here, and or if you just want a safe bet, you want to own property in an area that's already established for those rental yields and things like this. Now if you like this waterfront sort of lifestyle, but you perhaps want something a bit more up and coming, the next area that I would highly recommend you look into is Dubai Creek Harbour. Now this is something that many people are not yet talking about, but I recently visited there and it's actually extremely nice there. It's sort of like a more quiet, less established version of Dubai Marina that's much closer to downtown. People are calling it the new downtown. At least that's what MR, the master developer of the area, are touting it as. And I do personally believe, and this is just my personal prediction, that it is going to become one of the new centers of Dubai. They're developing it very fast. There are lots of nice buildings that are being built there, and the vibe there is very, very nice. You sort of get the waterfront living without the crowdedness and without the traffic of the Marina, and also without the prices of Marina prices there. While on average they're actually similar to the Marina, but if you look into the details, it's more upscale in terms of the buildings that are being built there. So you won't find the affordable options that you might find in the Marina. But if you're looking to get like a nice 1-bedroom apartment or something like that for the equivalent quality in like an equivalent aged buildings, you actually do pay up to like 40% less in the Dubai Creek Harbour. So I'm actually looking more and more into buying specifically in this area area. Number one, because it's closer to downtown. Number two, because it's a bit more quiet, a bit less crowded. And number three, because it is more up and coming still. There could be some more room for capital appreciation in this area. It's also very close to the airport, which is very nice, only like a 15-minute drive away versus like an hour drive from the marina. And there's a lot of very interesting stuff that they have planned for this area. For example, there's been a lot of talk about the Creek Tower, which is sort of supposed to be the female Burj Khalifa that is specifically going to be built on this area. Now, no one really knows exactly what is happening with the tower now. It was sort of delayed during COVID, and now they've apparently redesigned it, and they've said that they're going to keep building it, but they still haven't. So it remains to be seen what's going to happen. Still quite unfinished, but if you live next to the creek, it's a very nice vibe, nice restaurants there. We definitely like it, and it's something that I would definitely look into. Now, I was looking into the projects that they're building here, and almost all of the good ones are already sold out. And that's one thing you want to consider if you're buying, especially off-plan property. The best projects, they sell out almost immediately. So if you're interested in buying property here, I highly recommend you get in touch with a professional agent who has the inside details, who knows when new projects are going to be coming up, when you should put in your inquiry so that you actually get an allocation in one of these projects. And if you're looking for an agent like that, then I recommend you reach out to my business partner down below. We have a company called Genzo Realty where we have already helped people from this channel buy real estate here in Dubai. We can help you navigate the process, find the property that you're looking for, whether it's off-plan or ready property, and take you through the process to make sure you're not breaking any laws, you're not getting scammed or anything like that, at no extra cost beyond the standard commission that you would anyway have to pay to your agent. Because when it comes to off-land purchase, you don't pay any commission to us. It's the developer that pays us. And in case of ready property, well, you just pay the agent commission that you would pay anyway. So if you're looking to buy real estate here, highly recommend you reach out to us, book a discovery call, and we can take you from there. The next area, if you're looking for that more city lifestyle, is going to be downtown/business bay. Now, I lived here myself for 4 months. I also really like it, but it's sort of the same deal as with Marina. It's one of the two established centers of Dubai. So there's perhaps not as much room for capital appreciation if you're looking to buy property, but it's a very safe bet if you just want to invest for like rental yields and things like this. It's obviously where the Burj Khalifa is, where the Dubai Mall is, the Dubai Fountain is here. So if you want to perhaps set up an Airbnb or something like that, it could be a really good bet. But the thing about this Dubai Mall area is that it's extremely crowded, like even way more than JBR, because every tourist goes there. Now, it's fine to go there during the morning, during the day. Obviously, if you're into shopping, then this is going to be where you find absolutely everything. But during peak hours, I would avoid this specific area. But this is sort of the most luxurious area of Dubai. The most luxurious buildings are here. This is where you're going to see the most wealth, the most Lambos. Like, it's going to be impossible for you to go on a walk in this area and not see at least one Lambo, Ferrari, whatever. So if you're looking for that city luxury vibe, this is a great option. For city vibes, you also have a DIFC, the Dubai International Financial Center, which is right next to this area. I would not recommend it though, because it's more like corporate vibes. Now, if you work a corporate job in Dubai, it's highly likely that you're going to be working and therefore most likely living in this area. But if you're not, if you're an entrepreneur, I don't see why you would pay the premium to live in this area if you don't have to work there. But it is an option if you like those vibes. The next area, which is going to be a very different to all of these, is going to be Dubai Hills. Now, this is if you're looking for greenery. People think that Dubai doesn't have greenery. That is not true at all. They have built these areas that have these giant parks. And my favorite one is Dubai Hills. It's the entire area is very green. There's this big park in the middle where you can go for walks. We went for walks there. There's like tons of families there. There's kids play areas. So I would say, especially if you have a family, you should definitely look into this area. But at the same time, it is very luxurious. All the buildings there are quite new. And my favorite mall in the entirety of Dubai is in Dubai Hills, the Dubai Hills Mall. I really like the design and everything, and it's not too packed, just like Dubai Mall perhaps is. The downside here is that it is a bit further, obviously, from the coast. You don't have the beach vibes, and whether you want to go to Marina or downtown, it is like a 20-minute drive away. Especially we find that the apartments here for like living purposes are quite small, so you can get like similar prices as perhaps the Creek, a bit lower than Marina, but you have quite small apartments, I find. So to get the same size as a 1-bedroom will get me like in the Marina, I would pretty much have to get a 2-bedroom in Dubai Hills. So that is just something to consider. But if you don't mind that, then this is an excellent option. There's more green areas as well, like these communities that have been built like more towards the desert. So there's a bunch of these that you can look into, or we can help you find the right one, obviously, if you reach out. But that is Dubai Hills. And now, last but not least, let's say you're on more of a budget. You don't care about living in the nicest areas, but you still want good value. What would I recommend? The top one I would recommend is Jumeirah Lakes Towers, JLT. Now this is right next to the Marina. Now on the surface, it's very similar vibes as Dubai Marina. You have this marina in the middle, you can walk around it. There's a ton of restaurants, a ton of nice buildings there, except it's gonna be like whatever, 50% cheaper than the marina. But in reality, having been to this area, you are sacrificing on certain things. Like the vibes there are just not quite as nice. The water in the middle, crucially, is not connected to the ocean. The water in Dubai Marina is connected to the ocean, so it's like very fresh, it's flowing and things like this. In JLT, I find that the water just like sits, which can make it like smell quite bad sometimes, which I really didn't like. And there's a lot more offices, like people working in this area than people living there, I find, at least compared to the marina. So you're gonna see more people like going to work, getting home from work, especially around like 5-6 p.m, which may or may not be the vibe that you like, but it's just a bit less upscale version of Dubai Marina, but in exchange you obviously get a much cheaper price. So if I was on a budget, this is probably where I would live. Other options for budget are gonna be JVC, Jumeirah Village Circle, JVT, Jumeirah Village Triangle, and there's obviously a bunch, especially if you go a bit more towards the desert. A lot of these more up and coming communities, the Dubai Silicon Oasis, where my company is actually registered, there's Festival City, there's a bunch of different options out there. These are just the top choices for me. Now some honorable mentions, a lot of people are gonna like Palm Jumeirah. It's the most luxurious area where you're gonna find the most beach clubs, things like this. I would not live there unless I could afford one of those really nice villas on one of the fronts, simply because outside of like the beach clubs and like the luxury sort of beach lifestyle, there's not much there. It's not super walkable. I like to be in like quite walkable areas. And whenever you want to leave the Palm, the traffic there is absolutely insane. If you're leaving there, we were just in a beach club in the Atlantis Hotel, and it took us like an hour to get from the Palm to the marina, even though it's not even that far away, because at that time everyone's like getting out and the traffic gets very jammed up. So just for those reasons, I would not live there, but for some people that's an option. Then we have Blue Waters. Now this is very like upscale, very luxurious. It's a nice area. There's a lot of things to do there, quite lively. I've just not lived there simply because it's like almost double the price compared to JBR and Marina, which are right next to Blue Waters. I just don't see why I would pay double the price for Blue Waters, but perhaps if you like the vibes there, then that is an option as well. Then the areas to avoid, we have Dera. Dera is like closer to the old town. It's pretty much like the old Dubai. Now, if you don't like the modern vibes of Dubai, you want some people would call authentic, then this is an option. It's much cheaper, like very cheap area. But like if you come into Dubai, that's probably not the vibe that you're looking for. I think you're going to be very disappointed if you live there. Sort of all those areas near that spot, I would definitely avoid if you're looking for like the experience that most people are looking for in Dubai. There's other areas like Al Quoz is like sort of in the middle between Marina and downtown when you're on that highway. I ended up there once when I was like doing my Emirates ID application, I think, or something like that. The first time I came here, I remember just walking there. It's just like factories. It's a lot of like sand there. It feels like Baghdad more than Dubai. I would definitely avoid that area. But that is pretty much it. Like most the areas in Dubai, like while they might not be as luxurious as like the top areas we're talking about here, they're like pretty nice. There's a lot of like very normal areas where you just have normal buildings, normal like working people living there. So Dubai is not just this like luxury hub. That's just what you see on social media. That's what you see from people like me, because these are the areas where I live. But I would just recommend you visit here. Come see a ton of different areas. Just rent a car, just drive to a bunch of different areas, see what you think of them, and you will see that they all sort of have their own vibes, and I'm sure you're gonna find the right area for you. Again, if you're interested in buying real estate, book that free call down below in the description. We'll be happy to help you. And if you're looking to move to Dubai, we also help people with that. We have helped more than 100 people set up companies, get residence visas for themselves and their family here in Dubai. So you can also use the second link in the description to book a free call for that. With that said, you might also be asking yourself, what is the exact cost of living here? Like depending on the area where I live, how much money should I be making to actually be able to enjoy my life in Dubai? And I actually made a full video, which you can watch right here, on these exact topics. I will break this down exactly step by step for you. So definitely if you're moving to Dubai, go watch that video there, and I will see you in the next one.